kind of cold out today, but hey, that's okay. It's a beautiful day. We're out here in Bellingham Bay, one of our wing spots down here at Squalicum Beach. Super fun wing spot, and we're here to do a foil review on the HS1850 by Armstrong. All right, let's get started. So the HS1850, HS stands for high speed. It sits in the middle of their range. They have the carving free ride series, which is they target towards the beginner intermediate series, more of a forgiving, real easy foil to get into. The HS is in the middle, and then the high aspect are more of the intermediate to advanced level wings. So this sits in the middle. This one is the 1850, and it's one of their older models that they've had out for a while now. They have not released any newer versions of it because it's so well liked and it works so well. So let's first talk about the construction. It's a foam core on the inside, and then wrapped in this really high-end carbon that is light, one of the lightest foils that we have at the shop, and it's incredibly durable. We set it down gently on rocks, we banged it against different equipment pieces, and it holds up really well. We've had no issues with cracking or any type of separation in the material. So it's a very, very well-made wing by Armstrong, and as you can see by the profile, it's a little bit flatter underneath, more of a mid aspect, so not so much bladed out like the high aspect, but it's definitely a little bit flatter of a profile than the CS range. So what that's going to do for this foil is that it's going to give it the glide of the high aspect, but it also has a little bit of that as you roll the foil on side to side, it tends to auto-correct itself and want to come back to that neutral position, whereas the high aspect foils tend to, when you put it over on its side and engage turn, it wants to hold that position, and you have to overcompensate that with your body language to get it back up, which makes those higher aspect ones a little bit more challenging. Apart from that, this is going to be nice for the rider who could be a beginner. You could learn on this. It may be a little bit challenging, but it will allow you to get up early onto foil. So when you're out there, when we were testing it, mostly it was with winging, and have it out there, and as you go to pump it, it has a nice gentle rise up onto foil, and it's not going to be quite as harsh as the high aspects, where you have to have quite a bit more power from the wing to get up on foil so you don't porpoise it up and down. So it's really nice from that respects as far as learning on. Now for myself, winging, I have been doing it for a little while now. I consider myself maybe closer to an intermediate rider, and I like it from the standpoint that you can go out in lighter winds and catch some of the smallest little bumps, waves in our bay that we have, and you can ride those waves for just as long as you possibly can, which I like. Having a wing like this, even though I could learn on it, I can also keep it in my quiver for those days where it's lighter and I still want to get out and foil. It's a perfect addition to that, so don't feel like you would have to buy this, learn on it, get rid of it, and go to the next wing that's a little bit more advanced. It's great to have in your quiver. Apart from that, it pumps really well. If you're trying to get it so you can pump it and then try to catch one of those bumps, it pumps extremely efficiently. It's not going to pump as well as, say, the high aspects, but it's, like I said earlier, it's easier to get it up on foil than those high aspects. So it's that little bit of trade-off between the two. But once you're up on a wave, I feel like it turns a lot nicer, carves a lot better than those high aspects, because it just feels more surfier. Like you can just go along and just make these really nice turns on the wave, which makes it really fun. It really feels like you're surfing with the wing while foiling in a bay that you would never surf before, and now you're surfing with a foil like this. You can match it up with any of the rear wings. Right now we're just testing it out with this Flying V. It's fun, it's a lot of fun. I don't think it pumps as well as maybe the 232 and the 300. It does okay though, but as far as initiating turns, it's amazing. Yesterday we had a great session at one of our spots here in the area, and it was one of those days where you could foil out, and you're literally foiling out to the rollers, and then you have to make these really quick maneuvers to turn back around to catch those waves or bumps. And so I feel like with this 1850, it's a little bit of a challenge to make those really hard turns to catch the wave. But that Flying V was pretty sweet to be able to catch those waves quickly, be up on the bump, and then just cruise back and forth and enjoy it, and then kick out and then go out and catch another one. So it really does a lot when you play around with that rear the stabilizer to it up to however you want to feel, or maybe you need a little more stability because you're learning, then you have the 300 so you can match it up with whatever rear wing you feel like is a good fit. Obviously everything with Armstrong is interchangeable. You can start off with an 1850 front wing, you can end up with a 1250, 1050, put a high aspect wing on there and match that with this stabilizer. So all different types of configurations. This one we were testing on was just on their shorter mast, the 72. Typically when we're out wing foiling, we're on 85s, but we just had the 72, which is great for beginner to intermediates. It's also nice in the shallower waters because you can go out and not feel like you're going to be hitting objects underneath you in shallow waters. So there you have it. It's an amazing wing. We are super excited about it. We really rave about this wing to customers that come into the shop and are looking to get into wing foiling. This is one of those wings that we recommend for people, and you won't outgrow it, which is awesome to have something like that, because these are investments. They're definitely a very expensive investment, but that's okay because we love it. It's one of the best growing water sports out there, and we love wing foiling at Kite Paddle Surf. So if you have any questions on this wing or any of the other Armstrong gear that we have at the shop, drop a comment below and we can answer that question for you. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Have fun wing foiling. See ya.